morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Young. It's great to be here. It's a big honor for me to represent Russia. It's a distinguished forum panel with such a wonderful pool of people, investors from around the world, in the Asian Pacific region in particular. I'm happy to be back in Hong Kong. It's always a huge privilege and pleasure to be here with one of the greatest skylines in the world. The world economic skyline is not as beautiful as the Hong Kong skyline, so let's enjoy what we have here. Russia considers its ties with the special administrative region as part of its relationship with China that reached an excellent level today. But we also have special relationships with Hong Kong itself. We are similar, actually. As Mr. Leon said, Hong Kong has both Western and Eastern component. Russia also has a Western and Eastern component. Russia also connects West and East, but Russia is in itself both West and East, with its unique combination of cultures, traditions, people, and ties with the rest of the world. Our business contacts, cultural contacts with Hong Kong during the recent few months were on the increasing trend. Concerts, exhibitions, other events featuring Russian participants have been highlights of Hong Kong cultural life. And we are committed to expanding and advancing cooperation between Hong Kong and Russia in all possible areas. I brought to you warm regards from the President of Russia and the Russian Prime Minister, and they told me to express our deep belief in potential fruits of our mutual cooperation in economic and other areas. And we are committed to remain open economy, open country, and friendly country to all our partners. And we are doing our best to contribute to the improvement of the global economic outlook in short and medium-term perspective. Asian Pacific region, Asia, is the area that has highest rate of economic development and the highest economic potential for the long-term perspective. The countries of Asian Pacific are the most promising in terms of economic growth, despite the lack of stability in energy and stock markets. And the reason for that is vibrant population, active population, growing labor force, proactive economic policies, and friendly business environment. Russian Federation remains committed to creating favorable conditions for building economic prosperity together with the countries of Asia Pacific. Improving investment climate and simplifying operating environment for businesses are of top priority for the Russian government. We have done a lot in this area during the last few years. Doing Business, published by the World Bank on October 27, 2015, ranks Russia 51st in the world in terms of investment climate, which means that Russia, that used to be 124th, has improved its rating more than twofold during the recent 5 years. So we are still not in the top 10, not in the top 20. We are still around the 50th place, but we used to be in 124th place. So the progress is evident, and we will continue going to the same path, the difficult one, but the only one that will help us to establish conditions for sustainable growth in the long-term perspective. And we have the highest rating among the BRICS countries, despite great situation in the oil market and sanctions that have been established against Russia during the last couple of years. We have special emphasis on developing national financial market and corporate governance rules in compliance with international best practices. Two major trade institutions, MICEX and RTS, have merged and established Moscow Exchange. We are still not close to Hong Kong Exchange, but the Moscow Exchange is one of the most actively developing in the world. And it is one of the top 10 exchanges trading in bonds and derivatives now. Moscow Exchange also accounts for 1/3 of the international currency trade in the ruble-US dollar currency pair. Legal framework governing the operation of the central depository have been introduced. International clearing depositors were granted the right to access Russian shares. We have taken steps to create tax incentives for private investors in order to encourage long-term investments using tax exemption of the income from selling marketable securities in case they have been held for over 3 years. Since 2015, individuals investing in long-term life insurance for the terms of over 5 years are entitled to tax deduction, reducing income subject to personal income tax. The wide range of financial services was exempted from value-added tax. We have provided for possibility to exempt from tax payments for Eurobonds and set forth the conditions for such exemptions. We have consistently removed barriers to financial cooperation with the Asian Pacific countries. Today, Hong Kong and Russia are to sign a double taxation agreement. Under this agreement, in particular, interest paid will be exempted from withholding tax. Last year, we signed similar agreements with China and Singapore, and we will continue to do so with other countries. We believe that negotiations on various free trade zones in the Asian Pacific regions will contribute to the long-term development of the region and the world as a whole. Completion of TTP agreement is a step towards this direction, and the participants of this agreement will certainly benefit from that. For us, it is important that such agreements would be transparent to the rest of the world and benefit all stakeholders. We have our own agenda in this regard. We just completed our first free trade agreement of our Eurasian Union with Vietnam. We are holding negotiations with a few other countries, including Israel. We are ready to start discussing this agenda with Hong Kong. I think it's one of the potential instruments for bringing our countries together in terms of both trade and investment. Singapore actually proposed to hold negotiations a few months ago, but we can move in parallel with both Hong Kong and Singapore. The Eurasian Economic Union that combines now 5 countries of the former Soviet Union is a major achievement of Russia and its partners. It started to be fully operational on January 1st. It is a common market comprising 170 million people with free flow of goods, services, capital and labor. Integration between the countries of the former Soviet Union continues to advance and expand, and the first 3 countries, Russia, Belarus and Kazakhstan, were joined by Armenia and Kyrgyzstan this year, and now we are moving forward in terms of removing the remaining barriers that existed before. And our actions in this regard are fully consistent with WTO rules. And we believe that WTO should remain a key platform for discussions on international trade practices and procedures. And those should bring more benefits to the world as a whole. But the Eurasian Union itself, we believe, represents a huge opportunity for all our partners outside to participate in this common market, to be partners in all our endeavors, and the uniform rules of the game across this huge market present opportunity for businesses from around the world to invest, to extract profits from the opportunities we present. And we believe that the Belt and Road Initiative, the Silk Road Initiative brought forward by China is in combination with our Eurasian Union initiative is the best way to promote international trade and investment in all Asian and European region in the forthcoming decades. And we already started specific discussions with our partners from China, but also Central Asian republics about how we can proceed with that. And we will be happy to participate in the forthcoming forum here in Hong Kong in May to discuss the details of what we can do in the future. It is one of the real priorities for Russia for the upcoming period. We have a number of pilot projects in that regard already. We established huge, very efficient modern data centers with China in Siberia, and this connects financial institutions, research institutions, and businesses in Russia and China. We started the first signal project, DNA diagnostic for export in Tatarstan, carried out with Japanese universities. Now we established the Russian-Chinese University in Shenzhen, close to Hong Kong. And we will be happy to work with this Hong Kong University of Science and Technology joint innovation agenda. At Russian universities are also leading universities in this regard in the world. And those pilot projects are just examples of what we can do with lots of business opportunities that we have now. Despite the difficulties that we are facing currently in our own economy, and despite the difficulties the whole world is facing at present. Well, I was talking a lot about the future projects and initiatives, but everyone is concerned with what is happening now in Russia. Oil prices are down to below $30 per barrel. The ruble was devalued substantially. Interest rates at very high levels throughout the period. The economy was shrinking last year, around -4% last year. And we spent a part of our reserves. But let me tell you what the real story is. We have been through a very successful development period over the last 10 years, with doubling our GDP over the period. We accumulated huge reserves. We are doing this with the knowledge that at some point oil prices will drop, and we will have to go through difficult times. So this is why, yes, we are concerned. This is why we are confident that we can go through the difficult period with success. We are consolidating our fiscal balance now with some of the spending cuts, but that's normal when prices are low. We are spending part of this reserve, but this is normal. Otherwise, why we accumulate those reserves in the past? We are improving our investment climate. We are targeting positive economic growth this year with proactive economic policies. And we are in daily consultations with our business community on what we can do to expand our economy and to improve business conditions in the future. We brought the very good business delegations that will participate in the forum and will have opportunities for matching interests and for contacts with the rest of the business community here at the forum. And the reason is that with the low ruble exchange rate that we have, the opportunities for buying Russian assets for exports from Russia are huge. We started textile exports to China this year. How imagine this even a few years ago? Textile exports to China, food exports to China. And those things are good examples of what Russia can do in the upcoming years. So let's do this together. It's a big opportunity for all of us. And this will bring fruits to the Russian economy. This will bring profits to you. Thank you once again. Let's enjoy both the Hong Kong skyline and hopefully the world economic skyline as well. Thank you.